Actually, I believe that if you can invest in this set right now, you potentially can triple your money in the upcoming years, period. What is up guys, and welcome back to another video of Pokémon. Today we're making the ultimate tier list from the Sword and Shield era. We're gonna take a look at every booster box from Sword and Shield base until Silver Tempest. But before we do, make sure to leave a like, subscribe and leave a comment which set from the Sword and Shield era is your favorite. By doing so, you automatically enter our 100 subs giveaway. Now let's get into it. So as you can see on the screen, I made up a little list. Going from low to high, we have Don't Touch, sets I'm not investing in right now. Caution, then we have Backup. This just means a backup plan, maybe potential other sets that could be interesting to invest in. Then we have A good idea. And then we have S, Start investing right now, the sets I am picking up today. So let's start with the first set from the Sword and Shield era, and that means base sets. Booster boxes from the base set goes for $270 today, decreased 3% in value over the last year. And the top two chase cards is the Marnie and the Snorlax VMAX with a total value of around $70. And as you can see on top of the screen, I made a little ratio. The ratio means the value of the booster box divided by the two top chase cards from every set. This ratio will be clear and interesting at the end of the video, but just for now, remember that base set has a ratio of 3.85. Because the base set of Sword and Shield don't have the big chase cards, the box actually is already at the $270 mark, which is pretty high. I am ranking this booster box as Don't Touch. Second booster box from the Sword and Shield era is the Rebel Clash. Today this box has a value of $230, increased 2% over the last year. And the two top chase cards from the set are Boss's Orders and the Sonia with a total value of $64. This box has a ratio of 3.59, and just because this box don't have big chase cards and the booster box is already at $230, I ranked the Rebel Clash booster box as Don't Touch. Next up, we've got Darkness Ablaze. The booster box today has a value of $150. Increased 2% over the last year. The top two chase cards from this set have a total value of $30 combined. It's absolutely crazy. This means that the booster box of Darkness Ablaze is almost 5 times more expensive than the top two chase cards from this set. It's absolutely crazy. It can mean that the booster box is well overpriced or that the Charizard VMAX is extremely cheap today. So in my opinion, I think that Darkness Ablaze has a top chase card. I think the Charizard VMAX has everything, has the potential to be a big chase card, but it's just extremely cheap today. Because of that, I rank Darkness Ablaze as C Caution. If you would ask my opinion from Darkness Ablaze, I would say that it would be more interesting to invest today in a raw single chase card from the Charizard VMAX than it would be to invest in the Darkness Ablaze booster box. Next up, we've got Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage with a value of $128, decreased almost 10% over the last year. Has two big chase cards, the Pokemon Center Lady and the Pikachu, the chunky Pikachu VMAX with a total value of $120. Just a little side note that the difference between the chunky Pikachu VMAX and the Pokemon Center Lady is pretty big. I think the Pikachu VMAX is going for around $100 today, so the value of the Pokemon Center Lady is pretty low. This booster box, completely different, has a ratio of 1.06, and that means that if you could pick up a booster box at $128 today, it's equal value of the top two chase cards from this set. I rank this booster box as a B, a backup plan. I think $128 for this booster box is pretty cheap. Vivid Voltage is one of the older sets from the Sword and Shield era, and I think the chunky Pikachu VMAX is an absolute chase card. I love this card, it's a rainbow card. I know there are lovers, there are haters, but the chunky Pikachu is a big advantage for this set for Vivid Voltage. So if you can find a booster box at $130, it could be a potential backup plan. Next up, we've got Battle Styles. The booster box has a value today of around $105, decreased 6% over the last year. And the two top chase cards from this set are the Sleeping Tyranitar and then the Urshifu VMAX, with a total value of $145. And now it becomes interesting because Battle Styles has a value of 0.72, which means that a booster box today is cheaper than the top 2 chase cards from this set. I think Battle Styles is a little bit undervalued today. I mean, $100 of a booster box from Battle Styles, which is one of the older sets from the Sword and Shield era, is pretty cheap. Especially if you think that this set has a big chase card, a beautiful artwork, the Sleeping Tyranitar V, and that's why I ranked this booster box as an A good idea. So if you can find this booster box at around $100 somewhere, just pick it up. Next up, we've got Chilling Reign. The booster box has a current value of $175, increased 25% over the last year. Big increasements. So this set, we all know it, big top chase card from the set, the Blaziken VMAX, and then of course the Galarian Moltres. Combined, they have a value of $278. And the booster box is only $175, which means that Chilling Reign has a ratio of 0.6, very low. And that's why I ranked this set as a top tier set. Start investing right now. We all know it, Chilling Reign, Chilling Pain, top chase cards are very hard to pull. This set will become very important in the upcoming years. Chilling Reign will be one of the sets people are very interested in, new collectors will be interested in, and so that's why I put the Chilling Reign on Start Investing right now. Next up, we've got the premium set from the Sword and Shield era, Evolving Skies. Current price of a booster box is $540, increased 42% over the last year, absolutely insane. Top 2 chase cards from this set, the Rayquaza VMAX and the Umbreon VMAX, combined they have a total value of $750, which means that Evolving Skies has a ratio of 0.72 today. I ranked Evolving Skies as a good idea. I think this booster box will always be a good investment today. If you can pick up this box at around $500, it will always be the big set from the Sword and Shield era. I mean, the Umbreon VMAX, Rayquaza, all the other evolutions in this set, beautiful cards in it. I mean, if you have the chance to pick up a booster box from Evolving Skies at around $500, I would do it. I know it's a big investment, but this set is so solid, so you won't regret it in the future. Next up, we've got Fusion Strike. Current value of a booster box is around $165, increased 21% over the last year. Top 2 chase cards from this set are the Gengar VMAX and the Espeon VMAX, combined with a value of $324. And now this booster box has a ratio of 0.5, which means that the price of the top 2 chase cards from this set is double the value of a booster box. And that's also the reason why I ranked this booster box as an S-class booster box. Start investing right now. This booster box will double in value over the upcoming years, period. Except if the Pokemon company keeps printing Fusion Strike booster boxes in the future, but I think that chance is pretty low. Next up, we've got Brilliant Stars, with a current value of the booster box of $156. The top 2 chase cards from this set are the Charizard V and the Charizard V-Star, with a combined value of $175. This booster box decreased 8% over the last year. However, I don't see a lot of booster boxes from Brilliant Stars in my local game stores. Top 2 chase cards has a combined value of $175. Booster box is at $150, which means that Brilliant Stars has a ratio of 0.89. I ranked Brilliant Stars as a backup plan today. I think the price of the booster box is pretty accurate to the top 2 chase cards. So if you can find a booster box at your local game store or online at around $150, you can definitely think about this as a backup plan. Next up, we've got Astral Radiance with a booster box value of $137. Top 2 chase cards, the beautiful Machamp V and Starmie V, combined they have a value of $118. Astral Radiance has a ratio of 1.16, and I ranked this set as a caution sets. Why? I do think that the Machamp V and Starmie V are absolutely top chase cards, but I also think that the current value of Astral Radiance booster box is pretty accurate to the top 2 chase cards. And then we have, in my opinion, one of the biggest sleeper sets from the Sword and Shield era, Lost Origin. The current value of a booster box is around $145, and the value of the top 2 chase cards, the Giratina V and the Aerodactyl V, is combined $360. This means Lost Origin has a ratio of 0.4. This booster box decreased 1% over the last year, but it's not relevant, I think, in this case. It's much more interesting that you can pick up almost 3 booster boxes for the value of the top 2 chase cards, and that's the reason why I rank Lost Origin as a start investing right now set. If you can find a booster box from Lost Origin at around $145, just pick it up, you won't regret it. Last but not least, we have Silver Tempest. The current value of this booster box is around $126, decreased 5% over the last year. The top 2 chase cards from this set are the Rayquaza VMAX and the Lugia V. Combined, they have a value of around $155, and that means that Silver Tempest has a ratio of 0.81. I ranked Silver Tempest as a good idea. Why? Because I think this set has a beautiful chase card, Lugia, also a very popular Pokemon, and I think just $126 for a Silver Tempest booster box is a pretty cheap price, and there is absolutely no reason why this booster box wouldn't increase over the next upcoming years. So if you take a look at our final tier list, we have at the Don't Touch bottom, we have Sword and Shield base set and Rebel Clash. C-class sets are Darkness Ablaze and Astral Radiance. Sets that could be a backup plan are Vivid Voltage and Brilliant Stars. Sets that are a good idea are Evolving Skies, Battle Styles and Silver Tempest. And the sets you should invest in right now are Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike and Lost Origin. Now, what about the ratio? So the value of the ratio is the value of a booster box divided by the value of the top chase cards. Now let's take a look at the ratio of a couple less popular sets from the Sun and Moon era. If we take a look at Ultra Prism, this set has a ratio of 1.18, Celestial Storm has a ratio of 1.92, Lost Thunder has a ratio of 3, and Forbidden Light has a ratio of 3.63. I know that the Sun and Moon era is something different than the Sword and Shield era. There was less supply, there was less demand for Pokemon cards. We also had the COVID boom in 2020. But if you just take an average minimal ratio of the less popular sets from the Sun and Moon era, and you take in consideration that there is more supply, more demand today, and that there was the COVID boom in 2020, we can definitely say that the top chase sets from the Sword and Shield era should have a ratio of 1 in the upcoming years, let's say in the next 5 years. And that means that if you take a look at the ratio from Lost Origin, Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign today, we can definitely see that these 3 sets have big potential. If we take a look at Chilling Reign with a ratio of 0.6, it's a reasonable projection that this set could double in value over the upcoming 5 years. Then we have Fusion Strike, ratio today of 0.5. Also, this set could double in value. And then of course Lost Origin with a ratio of 0.4 has big chase cards in the set, the Aerodactyl V, the Giratina V. I think it's a fair and reasonable projection if I say that this set could triple its value over the upcoming 5 years. And that's it for today, guys. I think that if your main focus is investing in sealed Pokemon products, booster boxes are still the way to go. There's big potential in the Sword and Shield era sealed booster boxes, especially Lost Origin, Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign. If you like this video, make sure to give a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to enter our first 100 subs giveaway. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.